This video is about like when you start to change yourself, your attitude, you will, of course, definitely disappoint a lot of people. A lot of people will think like you're not supposed to do that because they put you in a box and you're there and you shouldn't be outside of this box. And once you're outside, they will start to make you the villain. They will start to put you outside like a black sheep, but that's okay. That's pretty much okay because today, yes, the video is talking about you will disappoint a lot of people when you start to change, but actually, that is the art of boundaries. I'm here in this video showing how you can really have the guts to defend yourself, your choices, and your way of living, and just walk away simply even though you don't want to say anything.
You're gonna let a lot of people down when you start showing up authentically as yourself. I feel like a lot of people think that they're being authentic, but they're not. Bottom line is that you're going to know you're being true to yourself when you're doing the opposite of what everybody else is fucking doing. To be authentic means you're blazing your own trail. To be authentic means you don't follow the rules. You go against the grain. You feel me? Picking up what I'm putting down? People that live in their authenticity, they know exactly what they stand for and what they don't stand for, and they don't give a fuck who agrees and who doesn't. Most of the time when you're living in your truth, it makes people very uncomfortable that are not okay with it. People that are intimidated by it. And when you go against the grain and you do things your own way and you do things that are not the same as the masses, right? Then what happens is you're looked at as like the pick me. You're looked at as the one that just actually wants the attention because you want to be different, when really that's not the case. And the only people that will really understand that are the people that are always fucking authentic and true to themselves. Practice being in your authenticity today and see where it gets you. And then do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that. And then let me know how your life changes. Okay.
People should, in fact, be slightly afraid of you. I saw somebody that posted a video and said this, but I'm gonna tell you why I completely agree. And this is especially for my young women and even more for my young women of color. I used to think that the idea of people being afraid of you or you being intimidating to people had a negative connotation. And I've been a chronic people pleaser and empath for years. Both socially and in my career, I feel like I've always strived to make people around me comfortable. Like, my main goal was to make sure that people were comfortable, people were not afraid of me, people did not think that I was a bitch, people did not think that I was cocky. But I'm not gonna lie, I really don't think that that got me anywhere, and I can totally see why you should have people who are slightly afraid of you. That humble, nicey nice shit is not really gonna get you as far as you think. I am not saying that you're not rewarded for being kind and a good person, but you can still be kind, nice, and a good person at the core and not be a pushover, not be someone who is super mushy and comes off as somebody who is easy to manipulate and use. I have had multiple energy vampire friends in my life, and I feel like I can't even blame them. That is because of the way that I tried so hard to make them comfortable and cared more about being a people pleaser than coming off intimidating and coming off as somebody who should repel their type of energy and make them not feel safe around me because they are too jealous and insecure to share the same air as me. I have also been in internships in certain jobs where I've, tried to be super, super nice and use all these exclamation points and be super eager and excited all the time to work and help people, only to realize that certain people at the company were getting more respect for being drier and seeming like you can't play with them, you can't push them over. There is power in being the person that people are afraid of. And this does not make you a bad person. This does not mean that when people come to you for help, you won't help them, that you are not giving.
The one thing that I knew very hard way, but at a very young age, that no matter what you do to the people that don't like you, they will never be satisfied. So if they push you to the edge to do something, you shouldn't be doing it actually, because you will never satisfy them. The person who doesn't like you will never be satisfied, no matter how much you want yourself to be liked by them. The only thing that works for yourself to let these people be afraid of you, to show them that you really have teeth, to show them that you have courage to say no, to show them that actually this way is not going well with you, and if you go there, step them boundaries, you shouldn't be blaming anyone but yourself. Let these people be afraid of you, not in a weird way, not in a harmful way, but in a way that you, like, for example, if you have a boss at work, you actually fear them, but with respect. That's where I wanna take you. People should look at you and look at you like, okay, that person, I cannot mess with this person. It's either you will go ahead and learn body language. Body language, people can understand it, I promise you. It's either you just learn how to do the body language, the energetic work, energetic boundaries, or simply these people who used to cross your boundaries, no matter what the type of talk you could talk to them, the message that you are trying to make it reach across them, they will not get it. They will not get it. So simply, you need to change your way, like literally change yourself from the inside and make them scared of you. Because no matter how long, how much you're trying to make these people be good with you in good terms, they will never, because they hate you, they just don't like you, and they just simply jealous of you. And you cannot change that because it's about them, not you.
If you want to be happy in life, and I mean truly happy, content, and at peace, there's one thing that you will need to master. You will need to master and be comfortable with being the villain in other people's stories. You will need to be okay with disappointing people. You will need to be okay with not showing up for people when they need you, but at your own expense. And once you have mastered that ability, and once you have embraced that title, that character in other people's stories, your happiness will be directly on the other side of that.
Another reason that people that are so hated on become successful later in life often is because they've mastered the ability to be disliked. A lot of people will want to be successful, want to be in the limelight, want to amass a following, but they're not able to really feed into that image they have for themselves once it starts to come, because a lot of celebrity, being known, or being successful is attention and what you do with it. While you're expecting positive attention, people are more prone to hate. And so in order to be successful, you have to get comfortable with being hated or disliked, and not your regular level of it. I mean hated and disliked by entire social media platform. You have to have really tough skin. And if your first time being exposed to being hated on, extremely disliked, is when you're in the limelight, a lot of people don't know how to cope with that, especially because this is their first time feeling it. Not only that, there's this idea that all these eyes are watching me cope with something for the very first time. It's like doing something extremely uncomfortable that you have no expertise on for the first time in front of an audience. And for many, this is enough to make them shy away from what they initially wanted in the first place. But for people that have a past of being hated on, this is more regular for you than this newfound fan base or growing number of supporters that you may have been able to find as you've become more popular. Once you get the skill of being hated on down, further hate just adds to your experience and doesn't make the experience. By the time you have 5 years worth of experience of being hated on and you're finally put into the limelight on year 6, the hate comments will slide off that much easier, because in your past, that's all you were exposed to. So it reverses the experience, whereas most people have been positively built up in life, and the first time they see some hint of dislike is in the limelight. For you, it's the reverse. You've been a small name so far, and the first time you saw support was when you were in the limelight. It changes your relationship with success, with being viewed, with being perceived, and with hate. So I want you to understand.
See, I came from a background from my parents that my mama was always like trying to make everybody happy, trying to make everybody satisfied. But at this point, I was just like her. But when I grew up, I found it very hard to just please everybody else. And I think I am the family trauma breaker. So I decided with myself, no, that type of work will not work with old people, because people have taken advantage of me, of my kindness. They see it as weakness. So when I decided to be the villain, like not reply to people if I don't want to, just make them think I'm a bad person, it's okay, as long as God knows who I am. So what are we talking about here? It's fine. See me as a villain. And if you really think that you will make other people satisfied, Nobody gonna be satisfied, because no matter what you do, even though you're trying to be the nice person, they will see it as weakness. If you're trying to be the bad person, they will see you as a bitch. So it's either this or that. It doesn't work like that. What really works is your advantage. See what's for your advantage and go with it, because that's where your happiness lies. And you're not here living for no one. I promise you, when you go alone. You don't go with people.
Start letting people fumble you. Start letting people miss out on the greatness that is you. Let people feel your absence. Let people miss out on you. Let them stand on the decisions and the choices that they have made, and let it be their business. Like, certain things don't need to be explained. You shouldn't have to do some big backflip, cartwheel, grand performance in order to get somebody to see your worth and your value. No. If it takes you leaving somebody's life in order for them to recognize your worth and your value, I mean, why would you want them here to begin with? Like, we be putting people on pedestals that they don't even deserve. Like, why are they there? What did they do to even be up here, and you putting yourself all the way down here? Make it make sense. I think one of our greatest gifts is to have the power to just like walk away. Move yourself from places where you're not valued, or you're not wanted, where you feel like your presence has not been earned. That's why I think it's so important to move with like pure and genuine intentions, because when you do your part and you tried your best, you can move on with no regrets. You're not out here overthinking or wondering or what ifs or what it could have been. Nah, you did what you had to do. I just think this is tied into like self-confidence and self-worth. Like, when you are really locked in with yourself and you know who you are as a person, people leaving not gonna really trip you up that much, because you gonna know when somebody leaves, they always get replaced with what? Better. So when people want to act up, do too much, forget themselves real quick, send them to the door and send them on their way. Not every loss is a loss. Not every rejection is something bad. Like, you really got to shift your mindset to just start seeing the bigger picture, trusting that everything is working in your favor. And if somebody fumbles you, that means they just letting somebody better pick you back.
You have to let yourself be bad in order to be good.
Yes, and many people don't understand this concept because we like to pride ourselves as good people. I need you to understand that unless you have some well-developed insight into your own capacity for evil, you're not a good person. At best, you're simply harmless, domesticated, or naive. For example, a declawed cat cannot be proud of itself for not shredding down the curtains. It simply has no clothes. Being harmless isn't a virtue. Taking pride in being so nice you can never hurt a fly does not signal a good person. You are domesticated. To be good is to master evil. And Nusla, how do you master evil? 3 steps. 1 is to recognize evil when you see it. 2 is to have the skills to destroy it if you come across it. 3 is to have the ability to act evil if needed. The last one is where I lost most of you. Sometimes to be good is to act evil in order to protect the good. Because if harmless, defenseless people did not have the tools, knowledge, and insight into mastering evil, how would they protect the good? How would they fight for it? A good person is the dangerous one. One that can control their evil, but also one that isn't afraid to use it when needed. This topic coincides with shadow work. If you're not new to my page, you know I've spoken very much about shadow work. I've even written an article about it, and I want to read you these 2 paragraphs. As nice as we all like to think we are, we're all subject to a deep unconscious desire to do evil. These hidden desires often manifest as intrusive thoughts, feelings, temptations, and even through our dreams. The sweet psychologist Carl Jung refers to the hidden dark side of the human psyche as the shadow. The shadow is the unconscious part of our personality that's often suppressed because it does not align with contemporary morality, values, and cultural norms. It is extremely emotional, led by primal instincts, and consists of elements such as hate, envy, aggression, greed, bigotry, and many other dark parts of ourselves that we do not want to associate with. The shadow is built very early on in our childhood, where we learn to embrace only aspects of the selves that were applauded and began suppressing elements of the self that were punished by family, peers, and even society. For example, selfishness is a common trait often shunned in children growing up. As a result, many of you have been shaped into people pleasers with a great need to be liked and accepted. Your natural selfishness was thus tucked away and buried deep into your shadows in efforts to be considered a good person. However, you can't truly call yourself a good person unless you have some well-developed insight into your own capacity for evil. If you're unaware of your capacity for evil, you're not a good person, you're simply naive, harmless, and domesticated. If you're interested in reading more of the article, the links are all in the bio. Also, don't forget to follow my Instagram for daily insights. All links in the bio.
You know what I actually believe in? Really believe in? I believe that if if you were very kind with people, showing them all the love, all the kindness, at a point in your life, if you do not have boundaries, you will become same as them. You will become the most evil person, maybe more than them, because all what you gave is kindness, but all what you took is people being bad to you. So at this point, you will be the most bad person in the room, and you will actually see no good in yourself, and that's harmful for you, for your good spirit. You're not meant to see evil even, and for you to really diminish all of that, move it from your way, is to have a coat. How could you actually go in the winter and it's really heavily raining, and you go in the winter without a coat? You will fall into fever, and you will catch a really bad disease that will leave you in bed for days and days. So what you need to do here is to protect yourself. Protect your boundaries. If somebody said to you, okay, let's go, they only call you when they need you, do not simply reply. And if you see them, they came to you at your place, do not pick up the phone, do not open the door. Just simply, if you do not have the courage to tell them, I don't want to speak again. Please, I'm doing something for myself right now. I need my own time. I need my own time. So if they do not respect that, you have to be direct with them. Please, I need my own time. I need my own boundaries. So actually, I take it like that, from the small level to the biggest level. The smallest level is just to try to avoid these people. And then I grow little bit. Okay, I'm busy right now. Okay, I'll take it a little bit. I'm sorry. I just don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. People who take from you will keep taking from you. I promise you. They will do every single thing so you could give them energy. And that's applied to people who's trying to bother you, who's trying to send you bad energy, who's trying to attack you in some way energetically. They are just doing that, and you feel it and you react to it, so you give them energy. So that's also like the type of manipulation to energy, or that's type of energy vampirism, or them being an energy vampire to you. And you allow that. Simply, you need to be unbothered. You need to be in control of your emotions, and you need to know how to set in your energy and regulate it. Because people, I promise you, they don't even care. People who take, gonna take. They don't give a damn. Who take, gonna take from you. The only person who can stop this flow is you. You need to float it back into yourself. And what I really actually love to do is that I sit into myself in the mirror in front of myself, and I say to her, hey, whoever speaks about you bad or good, your beauty, your money, your wealth, your freedom, your prosperity turns into thousands times folds. That's how I do it. And you can do it too, because you can transmute in any type of energy to your advantage. And it's your choice. Give it away, or actually use the bad energies into your advantage. It's your choice.
A piece of advice that I gave to a friend of mine the other day is to disappoint your parents as soon as fucking possible. So that by the time you're 18, and not even by the time you're 18, but just so in general, you could live your life the way that you want to live it without someone genuinely fighting against you living your life. Because this morning, I was like getting ready for the day. I did my hair like this. I love a good centerpiece when it comes to the hair. I love looking bold and extravagant and different in the way that I find attractive. So I did my little double ponytail. And then my mom came into my room for some reason, and she was like, can you change that? And I said no. And then I closed the door in her face, and then she was like, I'm not done talking to you. And I'm like, you asked me a question, and I answered you. Then she left me the fuck alone. And it took years to get to this point, actually, because I remember back in my day, if I put on something and I was about to step outside, let alone if I was even allowed to go outside, right? And I wanted to step out, and she didn't like what I was wearing, either because she didn't like the color, she didn't like the way it fit, she didn't like the way that it was coordinated. She would raise hell in that house, yelling, screaming, kicking, pushing me into my room, telling me, just change your clothes, you don't listen to me, da-da-da, da-da-da. Like, she would lose her fucking mind because I'm my own person. But Since I've been teaching her and conditioning her into the mindset that I'm my own human being, I'm not going to listen to everything you say, and especially you, because you are not me. It's like, I'm not going to live my life to please you. Back when I used to do that, I was depressed. And like, after that situation this morning, like, I literally just laughed and I'm like, whoa, I did that for myself. Why? Because I've been saying since I was a little jit, like, well, not to the extent that I do it now, but since I was a jit, I feel like just me being my authentic self, I was conditioning her to leave me the fuck alone. Stop trying to act like I'm an extension of you, and how I present myself represents you, because it doesn't. It never will. My successes will never amount to anything for you. My failures will never amount to anything for you. And the way that you judge me is the way that you judge yourself. Therefore, why should I give a fuck about that? You know? And now that I live life like this, and like I had to start doing this with my own mom, with my own sister-in-law, like with my own family, that's how I had to start out being myself. With my family being like, oh, you like this? Oh, you like baggy clothes? Oh, you like loud jewelry? You like a lot of jewelry? You like anklets? You like waist beads? You want locks? You like everything I would do, it's a million questions. And I'm just like, if I have it on, what do you think? It's like, I don't understand what these individuals think that they're gonna get out of questioning you of your authenticity, because probably they're used to their judgment meaning something to other people. But to me, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a singular fuck. When you experience depression at such a young age, it really changes the way that you go about life. And it changes the things that you prioritize. Therefore, naturally, I prioritize myself. I prioritize what I want over everybody else. How I present myself is how I want to present myself. And if you're not fucking with it, close your eyes. Go away. Go fuck with someone else. Because regardless, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to have a big-ass smile while doing it.
To be honest, this type of talk, I know it's a bit weird for you. What type of parents they do stop their kids and just yell at them to change their clothes? I came from this background. My dad, all times when I was going outside, I was just dressed what I love. You know what? I was just dressing oversized for him, just to please him, just to tell him, okay, I'm gonna do what you want me to do. And that type of abuse is not good, to be honest. And I learned how to break free from it. And when I broke free, I dress now what I want, I do what I want, and who cares even? In front of him, and who cares? And that is the importance of you being independent and stand up for yourself. The more you say, yes, okay, I'll do that, they will have more grasp over you. The people who want something from you or want to have a grasp and control over you, they will keep asking for more. Don't you think when you say yes to them, okay, they will just stop at this and will be good? No, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And what this girl talked about, that is true, that have been happening with me. So I can really put my thumb on it and say, yep, it happened. It happens every single day. So you need to just stand on business and say, no, I am a different human being and I deserve that. I love myself and I love the way I look, and I don't care. I just don't care.
We need to talk about how people will take you getting your life together as a personal attack against them if they don't have their own together. When you start improving your life and being open about it, there's going to be this certain brand of person that automatically starts beefing with you. Let's say you tell somebody you're going to start something new, and therefore it's going to take up more of your time, and therefore you won't be able to show up in the same ways you have in the past. A lot of people will hear that and it'll go in one ear and out the other because they don't actually expect you to follow your word. And when you start following your word, and especially when the results of you following said word start pouring in, these people will then act like they're mad at your distance to beef with you as you're trying to better your life. This is because they see this as a threat to them. They see their access being limited to you as you are becoming more of a resource to others. They see you being even a resource to yourself and changing your own reality. They recognize your power and are mad at the fact that at some level they can no longer wield it or access it or copy it. I can always tell my life is in for a change in a better direction when more people start targeting me, especially friends or people I used to spend a lot of time with. Elevation comes with a lot of dead weight falling off of you, and a lot of this dead weight disposes of itself through acts of aggression, through baseless accusations, and through envy that can no longer be hidden and therefore is shot back at you through jealous acts, manufactured beefs,